Alright, welcome back, guys. This is week 4, lesson 1. This is where we're going to start getting into a new unit, not something we're reviewing, but I'm trying to start out with something you feel comfortable with. We're going to talk about stats here in this next section of work, and we're going to start at some very basic stuff, like these 4 things on the left here, right? These are what we call measures of central tendency, mean, median, and mode. They each tell us something about, let's say, the middle of our data, a set of numbers. The range is something else. It tells us how spread apart all of our numbers are. But let's just write down some quick definitions here. And this is just an introduction. The mean, right? We also refer to that guy as the average, right? We call it the average. It's all of our numbers added up and then divided by however many numbers there are. So let's just say sum of all numbers, numbers, and then we'll say divided by amount of numbers, right? That's just a definition there. The median, right? If you remember the median, you have all your numbers lined up, and it's just the number that's exactly in the middle. So let's just say number in the middle of data. And then the mode, the most basic way of remembering this is mo is a number we see the most. Okay. So mean, median, and mode, all 3 of those are used to tell us something about the data. Now, depending on the situation, some of them are more accurate. The mean is usually when we have a bunch of data that's really closely related. We don't have many outliers. We can find the middle of our data by adding up all the numbers, dividing by how many there are. The median, that's when we just cross them off until we get to that number smack dab in the middle. That's usually ideal when there's an outlier, right? We would usually use that when there's an outlier because then it will kind of not let the outlier affect our data. And then the mode, more than likely, the mode is most common to be used when the data isn't numbers, like our 2 problems over here. If we're talking about like answers, word answers, something like that, that's when we're going to use the mode. The range, we're just going to say is the highest number minus the lowest number. Now, hopefully you guys are looking at this and you've seen all of these before. We're just going to go through and look at a couple of examples here to get you guys reacquainted with these stats terms. So we're going to go through a couple of examples here. We're going to find mean, median, mode, and the range. And I actually did come up with these examples. They are about me, so come at me if you're going to come at me for my shooting percentages, and I dare you to try to walk more miles than I have. In the first example, we're going to be looking at the number of shots I made out of 10. This is in the last week. Every day I go out and play some basketball, shoot 10 free throws, and this is where we're at. The first thing that you want to do with your data here is we actually want to rearrange it. We want to rearrange it from least to greatest, so we're going to start by doing that. So we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 8, whoops, 9, 9, and then 10. We got all pieces of data there. That's your first step. The second step is we want to find the mean. Again, to find the mean, let's go with this. To find the mean, we're going to add up all of our numbers. So we're going to go 6 plus, let's go mean out here, equals 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 10, all divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of data. That's going to give us our mean. I need to be a little more prepared, have my calculator out here. We add up all of those numbers. No, I'm not going to do that in my head right now. 9 plus 9 plus 10, 57 divided by 7. Let's get rid of that. Is 8.1. So that means on average 8.1 shots out of 10. Pretty good. The median, again, that's the number that's in the middle. Sorry, let's do that in a different color as well. The median, right? We go in the middle. The easiest way you can do this is kind of just to count in one at a time. So count in until we end up at the middle. That 8 right there ends up being the median. So 8 is our median, which is very close to the mean. That's usually how it works out. And then the mode is the number that we see the most, right? The mode is the number we see the most. We have 2 8s. We have 2 9s. Now, since we have two numbers that are both noticed the most, they're both our mode. So our mode is 8, and it's also 9. Okay, we found the mean, median, and mode. The last piece of data that we need to find here is the range. To find the range, we're just going to do the highest value, which is 10, minus the lowest value, which is 6. That gives us a range of 4. The range of 4 means from 6 to 10, that's 4. That's a difference of 4. That's the range, the total amount encompassed by your data. Now we're going to go through this next one a little bit quicker there, so we don't have to spend so much time looking at it. Again, the first thing that you want to do is organize your data. Now this is the amount of miles per day I walk in for the last 10 days. So let's organize it first. Let's see, we have our lowest number here was 6. Then we have 1, 2 7s. We have an 8. We have 2 9s. We have 2 10s. We have a 13. We have a 14. Let's make sure there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. We rearranged our data. Again, you can do any of these in whichever order you want. I'm going to start with the mean like we did last time. So again, the mean, add up all of those numbers, divide it by 10. So we're going 6 plus 7 plus 7. So you can see how this could get kind of redundant. It's not hard, it's just make sure you try to keep your information organized in whichever way you can. We're going 6 plus, 6 plus 7 plus 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 13, 14. Got 93 there. So for our mean, we're doing 93 divided by 10, which is going to be 9.3. So that means, on average, I walked about 9.3 miles a day. Yeah, come at me, 9.3 miles. The second thing we're going to do here is we're going to find the median. Again, that's our number in the middle. So we're just going to kind of count in one at a time. And notice how we end up with two numbers here in the middle. Whenever you end up with two numbers in the middle, when you are finding your median, what we want to do is we want to find out what's exactly in between those two numbers. Now, if it was like 8 and 10, we know that 9's directly in between it. The easiest way you can find it, though, is we can set up that the median is the sum of those two numbers divided by 2, or the average of those two numbers. Now, hopefully you already know that the number in between 9 and 9 is 9, but we end up getting 18 divided by 2, which is 9. That's our median. Again, the mode is the number that we see the most here. So we have 1, 2 7s, 1, 2 9s, 1, 2 10s. So that means we have 3 different modes. It's 7, 9, and 10. It's okay for there to be one mode, no mode, or a bunch of modes. Just make sure you list those out. And then the last thing, again, is our range. That's our biggest number minus our smallest number. 14 minus 6 is 8. So that means the range is 8 there. So again, we found the mean, median, mode, and the range for that set of data. Hopefully you feel comfortable with this. Again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know.